and welcome to Give and Take, the virtues in life. And today's topic is celebrating Barbados. And so I am on the island of Barbados. I had come here to do a memorial for the death of my mother with family and friends. And so on this day, as I'm recording it, it's a very auspicious day, which is June 5th, 2018, and it's the opening of Parliament here in Barbados. And so they have a new Prime Minister, and her name is Mia Amor Motley. And so the Barbados Labour Party did a sweep, all 30 parishes, and so there is a new government in charge. So they are creating this history being made today and since the election, because it's the first time there was a female Prime Minister. So it's something for the people of Barbados to celebrate, and I wish them the very best, and I'm here to support Barbados no matter where I am, and so that's what I'm going to do. And so in doing that, I'm going to be supporting in every way that I can. And so I just wanted to give you a nice little showing here. Greetings from Barbados. And so we are going to talk about this very special place where I had the memorial. And it's called St Clements Church, and it's in St Lucie. And St Lucie is the only female named parish in Barbados. And so we're here to talk about this place and the many things that can be offered here. But one of the main reasons we decided to do the show was because we wanted to bring about this gem that's here in St Lucie, that's a part of the community. And we want to try and raise money to raise, I believe that's the name, of the building that was here. It would have been an old school and church where my mother used to go to, and all her family and friends. And so we want to raise money, starting with the roof, for the building to bring it back to life. And so that all that bubbly life and you know, all the great things that were happening there before can continue in the year 2018 and beyond. So we're going to start off by having the first guest introduce himself. And so he's on my right here. And so welcome. So if you'd like to introduce yourself and say who you are and what it is that you do.
I'm the Reverend Keith Griffith, priest in charge of St Clements and St Swithin Anglican churches. I've assumed responsibility, pastoral care, and for ministry, not only through the word, but ministry that touch the lives of people at a critical point of need. So there's the scriptural and the spiritual dimension to that ministry, the social, the cultural, the ministry of care, the ministry of reaching out to children, the adults, the sick, and generally persons in need. At this particular time, there is a project which is dear to my heart. It is the continuation of the work of restoration done on the St Clement School. We have undertaken it in 2 phases, and having completed phase 1, we want to complete phase 2, in which the heritage that has been ours in having the St Clement Primary School, which provided nurture, care, training, education, discipline, and the avenue for enlightenment and development by so many persons, both girls as well as boys, that we want to preserve it as part of our heritage so that generations yet unborn may be able to observe it, witness it, and understand the role it played. So this project, I believe, because of its heritage nature, will attract interest beyond the shores of Barbados. And we are grateful to Sister Cicely for this initiative.
Okay, so tell me what the vision is for St Clements Church, for this wonderful structure that's here. You know, once the money is raised and we can start to do things, you know, starting with the roof and other elements of the structure, what do you envision happening in that building?
Well, historically, since it was a school, we would want education, of course, not necessarily formal education, to continue to be carried on here. And among the other activities, we will definitely have education. Since it's part of the church, the extension of the church, the mission of the church to reach the community and to serve, this center will provide us with the space and the facilities. Of course, we're going to need the support of persons to offer their service, their knowledge, their skills, to train, to teach, to assist in the program, to reach people whom we would not normally be able to reach just by preaching the gospel and conducting services in the church. We want to touch people at a point of need, and there are many needs in our society. And the needs are at all levels, from the children straight through to the adults. So it's going to be a multi-purpose center which seeks to enhance human development and to help people to take life to a higher standard, not only enjoy life, but in enjoying and developing, make a contribution so that together in the community, we build the communities and improve the quality of human life, rather than allow communities to go into decadence with all the social problems that would result. So that it is saying communities must assume responsibility, greater responsibility for what happens in the community. And if we don't get the positive influences and the programs in place, it will be just talk. But we need to start with viable projects and programs. So we will be ranging from educational, religious development, cultural, social, sport, programs for the elderly, the care of children, just enlightenment about how to live. We'll be dealing with issues that impact human life at the community level, at the national level, opportunity to look at global affairs. It is going to be a wide-ranging list of activities we hope to develop in this center.
Very lovely. And so I remember we had a discussion in the past about, you know, having even like a daycare for older people, so that they come and it gives family members some relief for some time while they're here. And so that would be good, because there's a real need for that, especially with the growing needs of those with, you know, have mental health issues such as Alzheimer's and dementia and stuff. And it can be very burdensome on family members when there's no outlet for them. So I remember we spoke about that. That would be a great way to utilize this building for that, and to expand on the program.
Most definitely, because the elderly can never be left out.
No.
Because we have developed, because of the contribution and the sacrifice that the elderly would have made, and being the beneficiaries, now it is our opportunity to give back to those who have given so much, even sacrificially, in difficult times. And we must be cognizant of that and try to create avenues while in their latter years they can have something to look forward to rather than being at home every day. Interact with others, socialize, and just a change to have them think and refresh them.
Absolutely.
Inwardly and spiritually.
Beautifully said.
And help them to appreciate life, which has so much to offer, but people are missing the essence of it.
Yes.
Because they don't have the programs and activities to stimulate them from within to enjoy life in its fullness.
How well said. That was like so well said. And so it's, you know, loving our fellow human beings and providing for each other and loving each other and knowing the needs of them and providing what's necessary for them. And so this is what we want to do here. And I say we, because as I said in the beginning, I am committed to supporting the cause, not only just this church, but also Barbados, because this is the island where my parents were born, and so I feel as though I have an investment in that. And so I'm here for the long haul.
Thank you for that.
To support, you know. Is there anything else you would like to share with the viewers in regards to how, you know, what else by them supporting, as you said, whether it be their you know, their skills, physically, mentally, emotionally, and also financially? What else could somebody do if they saw this interview?
Well, another critical area we will focus on is health. We've already begun to do that because health is everybody's business and concern.
Yes.
And if we don't enjoy good health, we are robbed so much of life. Not only vitality and energy, but the interest to do things can be decimated because of health factors.
Right.
And then it takes the joy out of living, so to speak. So we will try to work with the institutions involved in health, such as the polyclinics and other health personnel. We will draw on the talents of retired health officers within our church, be they nurses or public health inspectors or health officers and nutritionists, and environmental health is another issue, and of course the spiritual dimension of health is foremost to the church. So our notion of health is not just the traditional notice of sickness and getting healing, it's a more holistic approach, including the body and the mind, spirit and soul.
How lovely.
And bring that totality to health. And people will see health with a new perspective, a new outlook, a new attitude, a new discipline and approaches. Because it isn't what you say, in the end it's what you do.
And that's your legacy. Not what you say, but what you do. Action speaks louder than words. And so now, thank you, and I appreciate that. And so now on my left I have this lovely lady who I've had the pleasure to meet and spend time with. She was referred to me by Reverend Keith in regards to renting out space for the what do you call it now, when you, after the funeral, after the memorial gathering, and so like a repass, you know, that kind of a thing. And so Perling was just the most wonderful, helpful in every way, was very loving and very supportive, especially in a kind of situation like this where it's a memorial or, you know, a mourning, and so she helped me coordinate, have the space so that my family and friends could all come together and celebrate the life of my mother. And so if you would like to introduce yourself, even though I said your name, so please say your name and what you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Cicely. I am Perline Graves. I'm the chairperson of the marketing committee. I am also a past student of the St Clements school, and it means a lot to me. At present, the center is used for having functions such as birthday parties, memorial services, retreats. Here at the center, it is the home of the youth band. The St. Clements Youth Band has members ranging from age 10 and it goes up to 60 plus. And we also do, on Tuesdays, we do line dance in here. We have had computer classes assisted by the ministry, the government ministry, and also we do We also do suppers, fundraising events. There's an upcoming supper on the 14th of June where church members and members from the community will meet, and the funds will go towards the restoration of the St Clements Center. Where the center is concerned, we know that it has a lot of potential, so we are looking forward to having the other part of the building restored so we can reach out to the community some more.
And so you do fundraising events, you've done some in the past, right?
Yes, we've done quite a few fundraising events. And as it stands, we are looking forward to raise enough money to restore the other part of the building, because we realize that the space we have is inadequate for the amount of things we would like to do for the community.
And that's key, it's for the community. It's not that it's been done for just the church and the church members. You want to open this space up, which is a beautiful space that you'll get to see as you walk around. But you want to open this space up for the community because it belongs to the community. It's in the community, and therefore it's a part of the community. And so that's what I keep hearing, the community. And so when we have that thought, then that vibrations will go out and it will be spread, and others will feel as though it's their home. It's a part where they can come and do what they want to do. All on the level, right?
All on the level.
Is there anything else you'd like to say, Colin, about having this space be, restored to its original beauty?
It would mean a lot to me and to many members of the community in Barbados at large, because we have people who have been to school here.
My mother being one.
Yes. Yes. And a lot of people from her area, Josie Hill, Pike Corner, and the surrounding districts.
Right.
Like, I'm sure Reverend Keith would tell you more about Bishop Rufus Broom and some others who would have gone to school here at St. Clements.
Very nice. Very beautiful, rich history. And there's a lot I've learned since I've been here about Barbados and about the parishes and about the governmental structure, and a lot. I've really, I feel most fortunate to be a part of this family. You know, my family, the church family, the family of Barbados. Indeed. So I feel that's why I, as I said, and I'll say it again, I'm here for the long haul to support Barbados in any way I could. I know my parents would love that very much, you know. So yes. So so now what we would like to do is we'd like to just show parts of the structure that we want to bring back alive again, and the surrounding area of the St. Clements Church Center. And so we will do that. And so I'd like to thank you both for your time.
Okay.
Unless there's anything you would like to add further.
Well, I, dear Cicely, would like to thank you for your public spiritedness and how you was receptive to this idea, and the enthusiasm you generated, and the extent to which you have extended yourself to try to help promote this program, not just in Barbados but abroad.
Right.
The world is no longer the place it used to be. Travel and communication would have brought us together in a way that we would not have been able to come together before.
Exactly. Right.
And I think that to have come here in this little center and reach a wider international community, we want to thank you for that initiative and that line of thought, because it was not in our thinking.
Right.
And you have added a new dimension. You brought a breath of fresh air, And we're going to maintain this communication and the contacts because we have Barbadians, thousands of them in the United States, where you are residing now, and indeed they're all over the world.
Yes.
And so that, and there are Barbadians who have attended this school and have gone abroad. And I think it is good for them to know what we are doing.
Yes.
As so many of them are in a position
Right.
to make a contribution.
Right.
And if they could recognize that at least the school was pivotal, not only in their character formation and training and discipline, but in the basic, in literacy and numeracy and oracy and those basic foundational skills in an era when education was so difficult. And they were able to get a nurture and a training in a school that was built by the church. So the church was serving its people not just by what was happening in the building called the church, but in outreach in the community. And those who have gained so much, having heard this appeal, I think an obligation is laid on them to give back something, to help some of our children now who have a need.
Right.
And as the church was willing to reach out to them and they benefited, they now working with the same church should be able to contribute and reach out to others who can benefit. Because they have received and an obligation is laid on them to be able to return.
Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you. And I must say, from the moment I spoke to both of you, you were both very warm and welcomed me with open arms.
Yeah.
And you both continue to make me feel like I'm loved and welcomed. So I truly feel a part of this wonderful family here in this church and as individuals and in Barbados. So I'm happy to say that I am a product of Barbadian parents, and they will be very proud to see me doing this today. So as I promised, we are back, and just wanted to show you, this is the structure. And so this is the original school, am I correct?
That's right.
Reverend Keith? This is the original structure of the school. And so we want to start beginning to put the roof on top here. And then you see the possibilities of this. I mean, this is beautiful. You can be an auditorium, you can do, stage. Maybe Rihanna would come and do a concert here. You never know. And so this is what we want to do. We want to bring this back alive so that all these programs can begin. Barbados is going to need a lot of support in the years to come. And so this is one of the projects that we could use to highlight the strength and the rebuilding of, Barbados, bringing it back to its greatness, its greatness of what it is. So these are and so some of the work would be in-kind services, right? It would be that kind of, so manpower to help put the windows back in and, some of it be financial and, so that's what it would be, and you can hear the echo in here. Actually, you can hear.
That's right.
Yes, and so Reverend Keith was telling me earlier that this used to be no dividers in here. They used to learn in this space with no dividers. It was how many classes were in here? How many children?
7 or so, 230.
230 was in this space, and so you had to be a good teacher. To 230 children in this space, and you have to teach them and keep order, and I bet you it was orderly because those teachers didn't play back then.
Oh, the different mode of discipline too.
Right,
so,
exactly,
and the
and
more
that
almost
structure.
of fear of a teacher,
Right,
respect,
right.
almost
Respect,
bordered
right.
on fear. So that
Right. And I appreciate having that foundation from my parents, giving me that structure of, right is right and wrong is wrong. So I appreciate that. So this is it. And so it's a very good, solid structure. It's not anything that has to be brought down and raised again. It just needs to just get that roof on and get the windows and the doors on and just some, whatever. I'm not an engineer, so I don't know what would be needed. But the walls, some of this here would have to be sort of done nicely, I guess, spackled or whatever you call that there. So that kind of thing. So we're just going to walk around and see. Here is, they want to connect the two buildings because they do have some programming going at the moment. So in these buildings here, But as before, you know, Pearline had mentioned, and Reverend Keith mentioned that they want to expand the program so that they can really serve the community on a whole. And so this space here is also can be used, right? Yes, it's facilitate parking, it can sporting events, you can have outings with the family, with you know, anything. Again, another place to have a great concert. Can you imagine? This would be fabulous. And so what they want to do also is to connect and have like a breezeway. Is that the right word? Yes, like have a breezeway between the two buildings. So like, you know, we don't have to be running in the rain or whatever. And but there are facilities here, but we would want to increase the facilities in regards to bathrooms and that kind of thing. But there's a kitchen, so it can be, just see it. I want you to just take a moment and just close your eyes, and I want you to imagine this beautiful space, what it would be like. Just picture it, your imagination, the beauty of how all the wonderful things that could happen here. Absolutely amazing. And so I think at this time we probably covered as much as we could. But the church is further up, and we'll get shots of that. You'll see that because there's a great view up there, and it's just a wonderful feeling.
Wonderful. Thank you. Tranquility, and, you know, breeze, yes. Fresh off the Atlantic.
Right, and we can feel that breeze. It's just lovely, you know. So Reverend Keith,
there's life here.
Yes, and Pearline. I want to thank you both. And she said Grace, they're not related. There's about 3 or 4 strands we found out in Barbados. So maybe all, but we're still related. Spiritually, we're all related. We're all God's children. We are all God's children, God's creation. And so to the viewers, your level of consciousness is the gateway to the future. Thank you.